am I right about? Do you know what I'm saying, Geezer?
I'm well in the know you, aren't you, boy?
What did you make of Ngannou'S comments about factors to why? We saw you left a comment actually on one of the posts from pro boxing fans, I think. What did you make about his reasonings to why everyone's entitled to their reasons and to why they believe they weren't at their best or whatever? What did you think?
I thought it was really disappointing, to be honest with you. Like, I really liked Francis Ngannou, and I thought in the build-up, very respectful, even in defeat, very respectful. But what he basically said was, he was told to come to the venue an hour before Joshua, and these are the games that people played. Well, who's playing the games? We certainly didn't tell him what time to go to the venue. You know, everybody had their time to go to the venue, of which we had as well. But you make your own decisions about what time you go to the venue, and that's all down to your preparation before a fight. Some people like to get there 3 hours before the fight. Some people like to get there an hour and a half before the fight. It's completely up to you. So Joshua came at the time he likes to come at. I think Joshua was probably told to come earlier, as all fighters are. Probably a little bit of lack of experience, but you know, to point the fingers that people were playing games, and he said, and it got him tired. What was he doing? A circuit or something in the changing room? I mean, he's only sitting down on the sofa. I mean, with all due respect, I don't think it mattered if he was had 1% of energy or 99% of energy. He was still getting iced, and he got iced. And he should just say, I got iced by the best heavyweight in the world. Congratulations. And, you know, he's going to go on. Heard his comments, he might fight again, he might go to UFC. He's got a great career ahead of him, he's doing.
And those are the words of Eddie Hearn regarding Francis Ngannou's's "they tricked me" statement. And Eddie Hearn said exactly what I said this morning. I mean, exactly. See, it comes off, okay, that they tricked me or they played these games with me as though he had no say-so in what time he came. Like I told you guys, and I read it word for word, Francis Ngannou said, okay, no problem. So you can't say, okay, no problem, and then turn around and say they played a trick on us. You know, like that is nothing that was deliberate from anyone as opposed to when he got there or not. And like Eddie said, well, what was he doing? He wasn't doing much. Look, I know many boxers like Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, Arturo Gatti. You know, a lot of these guys, they take a nice little nap right on the table, on the couch, right before these fights happen. So they'll be fresh and energized and sharp right at ring walk. Okay, so like maybe it's just inexperience. I know it is. See, for someone to say, hey, they tricked us, they played these games on us, you had to be inexperienced to think that simply because you guys should have prepped for that or should have chosen your own time. Okay, so like that's just what I've been telling people, and it is disappointing. And if I was Eddie Hearn and I heard that, I would be like, okay, bullshit. Simply because it's like, okay, well, you were good, cool, calm, collective before, during, after. Now we're getting these residual negative comments from they're kind of weird. Like, oh, well, hey, man, that's how they got me. You know what I mean? Like, for one, you shouldn't blame anybody for something that your team chose to do. That's called taking ownership, taking accountability. That's how it's done. You know, that's how you own your shit. We chose a time, that might have had us a little tired. But don't say, hey, they played a trick on us. That's not how it's done. You know what I mean? That's being petty, and that's being irresponsible, and that's not taking ownership of something that your team's supposed to prepared for you. Counterpunch. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Eddie Hearn responding to Francis Ngannou's's comments that they tricked him to come later or should I say earlier. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.